Today is update number 3 in my journey of trying to go from 0 to $1 million in earned revenue in 12 months. What's up everyone, my name is Ben, I'm a former JP Morgan investment banking analyst and welcome to Rare Liquid, the best channel for tech investing. Today's agenda looks like this. I'll first be going into April's results. I'll then talk about some strategy updates and then we'll find out who won April's giveaway and I'll let you know the details about the May giveaway. Now before I get started, I did want to let you know that I am starting a weekly newsletter about stock investing and crypto investing. So if you're interested in getting weekly emails about either of those two subjects, check out the description below because I'll have a link there where you can sign up. Alright, so let me start off with this month's results. So I want to be upfront and let you know that I actually did not meet my goals that I had for the month of April, and it was a bit of a bummer, but hopefully throughout the video there's still some good lessons you can pick up from what I tell you, and hopefully you still find this documentary interesting even though, I'm not necessarily hitting my goals for this month. Starting off with subscribers, I saw a 1,712 subscriber increase, leading to a total sub count of 7,412 by the end of April, which is obviously well below my goal of 15,000. The interesting thing about my sub count this month was that I was publishing similar level qualities in April as in March, but I was only gaining about 50 subs per day versus more than 100 per day in March. Then the YouTube algorithm started to randomly push a video I made 2 months ago on the day in the life of an investment banker, and I randomly started gaining 100 to 200 subscribers per day in the last few days of April. As you can see here, I didn't even post a video and I didn't do any extra marketing on other platforms, yet my subscriber count jumped to the triple digits. So basically I think what the takeaway here is that YouTube is a strange beast, and if you're a content creator, just keep pumping out those high quality videos and you just never know when they'll start to take off. Anyway, next up is YouTube ads, and since our subscriber count didn't go up much, we fell short of our $1,000 goal and hit $369 in ad revenue for the month. For Patreon, this was honestly the most disappointing metric for me because Patreon actually fell from $400 to $358. Honestly, I'm not really proud of this metric because I've really been doing my best to foster a community on my Discord and Patreon, but I guess some things were not really working, and so I've decided to try to put even more effort into the community. And one of the things I'm doing is hosting a Q&A session with all Discord members invited. So if you are interested, I'm going to be hosting a session next Wednesday, I believe, on May 12th, or maybe that's 2 Wednesdays from now. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific. And so if you're interested, check out the Discord link in the description below and you'll be able to access a free Q&A session with me. I also think a potential issue might have been that on my Patreon posts, there's a preview where you can pretty much see all the buy-sell alerts that I've been doing, and so I didn't know that people had access to it. So I think that may have prevented people from signing up, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to make those changes and we'll see next month what happens with Patreon. Anyhow, I'm not giving up on Patreon yet because I have a lot of ideas in store over the next few months and even years. And like I said in previous videos, I want to make my Patreon the most valuable and bang for the buck type of resource that retail investors like you and me can have access to. And so hopefully within the next few months, I'll have some better news for all of you. Next up are affiliates and sponsors, which just came out to $1 from Amazon affiliates. I also actually received 3 sponsorship offers from some pretty legitimate companies, but I decided to decline them because I'm not a huge fan of their products. They're kind of like small, medium-sized businesses, and I couldn't really see myself really showing you guys their products and saying with my full 100% confidence that I would support these products or these are things that I would use. So I chose not to include them, even though that meant not really hitting my goal for the month. As a result, what I plan to do within the next 1 to 2 months is to actually reach out to companies myself and hopefully work with companies whose products I already use or really support. And hopefully with that, I'll have some better updates for you in the following next few months. Since courses and clothing aren't in process yet, we'll skip those. And so in total for the month of April, I earned $729, which is well under my goal of $2,000. So not necessarily the best month in terms of hitting my goals, but I'm pretty grateful overall to be in the spot that I'm in. I think I've had pretty decent, not like extraordinary world-breaking type of results so far, but I'm really glad to still be able to have gotten to this point where I am now. And I think over the next few months, I think I'll just keep working at it, see what happens. And if it gets too unrealistic and it seems like my goals are not going to be met, I'm super just far off, then maybe what I'll change the entire documentary to is my journey of going from $0 to $1 million. Maybe I can't do it in 12 months, but I am relatively confident that I eventually will get there. And maybe I'll switch it to that if needed, but hopefully over the next few months, we'll see some more progress and follow along in the journey. I hope it's still interesting, even though there's some up and downs here and there. And on that note, the reason I did want to also document this journey is to also show you the downs, not only the ups of starting a business, because, I think there's a lot of content out there where you just see the successes and everyone who made it just seems like a brilliant operator or content creator or something like that. But, whenever anyone is starting something new, then it's really hard to always just have a straight line up. There's some up and downs, and I guess last month was a bit of a down month for me in a sense, but hopefully in the next few months, as I kind of mentioned earlier, it'll just be more of the upward trajectory. But yeah, stay tuned. Next up, let me go into some strategy updates for the month. In my previous video, I mentioned 2 new strategies that I was going to implement for the month, and I also have 2 additional ones that I want to share with you today. The first new strategy I was going to implement was TikTok, and I was going to ideally post 3 to 5 times a week, but honestly, guys, I totally failed. I didn't post. I think I posted maybe 1 or 2 videos last month, and I just totally neglected it because I was so busy with Rare Liquid overall. But I promise this month I'm going to really work on TikTok, and I have actually a really solid idea that I want to test out in terms of what I want the content to be like, and it's going to be way different from what I have on YouTube and all my other channels. So hopefully if you're interested, check that out, because I promise within the next few days I'll have some videos up, and I think you're going to find them pretty entertaining and interesting. So check it out if you're interested. It's at Rare Liquid on TikTok. The second strategy I mentioned in my previous video was translating the captions to different languages and trying to market in other countries. I worked with translators to translate about 1/3 of my videos into Chinese and a bit more than half into Korean. And I actually decided to stop translating into Chinese because I realized that I should just really be focusing on one market. And since I'm Korean, I just decided to stick with Korea instead and use it as a test run before, putting in all the resources and time and energy into other languages. So far, what we've been doing is posting the videos onto other Korean blogs, and it's been relatively successful so far. We've got, I think, a few thousand views from Koreans, and so we wouldn't have gotten that without those captions probably and all the marketing effort that we did. But I'd say, we're still waiting to see whether or not this is actually a really good idea or not. And one thing I do plan to do is to collaborate with Korean or maybe Korean American YouTubers and content creators. And, maybe those viewers prefer to read subtitles in Korean instead of listening in English. So we'll see if that works. And if it does, then I think it'll be worth translating into multiple different languages. And as my channel grows, hopefully it's easier to attract people from different languages or people who speak different languages. So we'll see how that goes. I think maybe I'll provide you guys with another update when there's a bit more to talk about. A third update that really just kind of happened organically is that I'll be creating more content now on the crypto space. I invest in both stocks and crypto, and so naturally, as I do research on both of these different types of spaces, I realized that I can just make videos about both. And so you'll see more crypto videos probably over these next few months and years. And I think that it will be pretty interesting to see how it affects my channel. I'll let you know in future update videos if it affects my trajectory in certain ways. The last update I have for you is regarding my pillar content strategy, which is something I mentioned in previous videos, but it's basically where you create a long form piece of content. And for me, that's my YouTube videos. And then you cut it up into smaller pieces across all the different platforms that you can think of and manage. And so I have a few updates about this for you guys. There are now 14 channels that I am working on being active on, and I just wanted to show them to you in case you're a content creator yourself and you're thinking about where to post. I've also actually hired a friend to help me manage my content and distribute it to the different platforms because it just became way too much for me to try to do all on my own. Of course, all the content that I do post is going to be sourced from me. He's just going to basically help cut them into smaller pieces and then post them onto the platforms. Okay, with that said, let's talk about giveaways. For April, I promised to give away 10% of my April earnings, and I was hoping that that would be closer to $2,000, so I'd be giving away $200, but I only earned $729, and so 10% of that is $72.9. And so since I kind of under delivered over there, I'll just bump that up to $100. And let's see who won. I recorded this random number generator and the number came out to be 516,324. So congratulations to Ismail Hassan for winning. I won't show your email since that's private info, but I'll shoot you an email, so please check that out and you can collect your winnings. For the month of May, I will be giving away again 10% of my earnings, hopefully more than my April earnings. And if you want to enter, actually what you'll need to do is go to my Instagram and look for this picture of Oprah, and all the instructions will be there, but basically what you will need to do is to follow the account and tag 3 friends. Alright, so that concludes the video. If you want to check out my other platforms, I have Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all with the same handle of Rare Liquid. I'm starting a newsletter, as I mentioned earlier on in the video. Check out a link for that in the description below. And I'll be posting more videos in the coming week as usual. Thanks as always for tuning into this one. Hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out.